This evening, let's explore brainstorms, inconvenience, and meditation. This is Lama Jigme Gyatso of the Buddha Joy Meditation School. Welcome to Meditate Like a Jedi. This is the Lama you are looking for. This evening we could chant and meditate and enjoy a lesson or two, but first, if you love Star Wars and you wish to meditate as profoundly as Yoda learned to do on Dagobah under the guidance of Qui-Gon Jinn, be sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell. If at any point during this evening's live stream you have a question about meditation or philosophy or chanting, don't be shy. Simply type your question in the chat window. And my request is that you type your question in a detailed manner. Now, of course, if you're watching a replay, you'll want to type your question in the comment area below the video. Oh, Joyce is here. Good evening, Joyce. Danke schön. Okay, let's see what we're going to do next. Well, I guess let's tap button number 5 and giddy up. T on Reddit asked, how can I make energy flow go away, go to way? That's my reference to Ace Ventura, way back in the 90s. T wrote, as far as I know, energy inside of a human cannot be stored for later. If I feel excited or creative, I either use it, feel excited doing nothing, or let it go away. Also, every spike of energy will result in a drop, either straight away or stretched in time. And I can't get something from nothing, probably, and I'm either thinking that's probably, or he's just very cool and I'm not. So let's continue. T also wrote, so when I want to sleep and I feel the rush of creativity, I don't want to act on it as I will be twice as tired the next day, not enough sleep and the drop. I also don't want to lay down observing a ton of exciting ideas in my head. First thought is to accumulate the energy just like a solar panel loads up, but it obviously doesn't work that way, and solar panels need batteries, my young friend. So my only option is to just let it go if everything I said is right. It also hurts me sometimes that I'm killing my ideas. But if I would let ideas come in, I couldn't stand possibly forgetting it the next day and would write it down, resulting in a lack of sleep. Yes, one of the great ironies is that it takes more time to write an idea than just to act on it often. So about a week ago, 6 days ago, I wrote Brainstorms, a treasure from the muses, subtle of course, gentle or turbulent. They could function as our golden ticket to Willy Wonka's chocolate factory of dreams and desires. We honor our brainstorms and the ones who bestow them literally or figuratively. By acting on them, by dancing with them, by letting them lead. But, as we are warned by the Brothers Grimm, gifts are seldom free nor without strings or a price. A price we often pay is fatigue endured and plans shifted and expectations shattered. But this is a price not paid by all. Ironically, at even a price more steep. For the way we do one thing is quite often the way we do many things. And before we know it, our character shifts. Will we be defined as rigid, fearful, and controlling, or flexible, loving, and laid back? Ask Qui-Gon Jinn, or the author of the Tao Te Ching, either could counsel. Allow your choices, words, and deeds to flow from a place of centered spontaneity, and you'll become a sage of the Tao or a mystic of the Force. How is this centered spontaneity generated? No less mastered. It is the fringe benefit of mounting a mindfulness, awareness, and meditation's release upon our respective inhalations and exhalations. Do this every 12 hours or so, and you too could meditate like a Jedi. Okay, here we go. Wow. Okay. What I'd like to do now is spend approximately 40 seconds on housekeeping. Every 12 hours, I broadcast a live meditation class without any ads. This channel is supported by the generosity of viewers just like you. With your help, this channel could come to support the next generation of nuns, monks, yogis, lamas, and even brick-and-mortar meditation centers, each replete with a resident teacher and their apprentice. If this speaks to you and you'd like to help out, even for as little as the cost of 1 cup of coffee a month, feel free to use your smartphone to capture the QR code, because I'm all high-tech like that, or simply scroll down and click the Patreon link in the description area below the video. So now we turn to this evening's practice text, which is available for free download, using one of the many links in the description area below the video. Let's warm up the neural pathways responsible for love and enthusiasm by performing the chant of bodhicitta and refuge. May I liberate all beings by relying on the Buddha's example, instructions, and students. May I liberate all beings by relying on the Buddha's example, instructions, and students. May I liberate all beings by relying on the Buddha's example, instructions, and students. Instead of chanting the Heart of Wisdom Sutta this evening, let's chant one of the a teaching attributed to Bodhidharma, who is thought of as the one who brought Dhyana Buddhism to China, where they called it Shan, and from where it was transmitted to Japan and then called Zen. Many rosy to the path, but basically there are only two reason and practice. Two what? Two roads. And well, I get to check again to make sure the display is synchronized. To enter by reason, what? To enter by reason means to realize the essence through instruction, and to believe that all things share the same true nature, which is not apparent because it is shrouded by sensation and delusion. Those who turn from delusion back to reality, who meditate on walls. So meditating on walls doesn't mean you sit on a wall, on a brick wall, and meditate. It means you sit in front of a brick wall and allow your eyes to engage in sort of a feedback loop. You're just staring at the wall, noticing what comes up as you breathe in, relaxing your release in reality, relaxing your grasp on reality as you breathe out, which is not dissimilar to the dependent practice, not of staring at a wall, but of staring at the sky. Same idea, though. The absence of self and other, the oneness of mortal and sage, and who remains unmoved even by scriptures, or in complete and unspoken agreement with reason. Without moving, without effort, they enter, we say, by reason. So even though they have reason, they're still sitting in meditation. Super important. To enter by practice refers to take two. To enter by practice refers to all-inclusive practices. So the common denominator between these two practices is meditating. The difference is one relies on belief and the other relies on contemplation. I am more partial to contemplation than belief, where I found belief to be just another form of rigidity. And if on the path we're trying to let go, then belief is antithetical to letting go, because you're holding on to ideas and emotions, even positive ones. It's still grasping is grasping. One suffering injustice, two adapting to conditions, three seeking nothing, and four practicing the Dharma. For suffering injustice, when those who search for the path encounter adversity, they should think to themselves, in countless ages gone by, I've turned from the essential to the trivial, and wandered through all manner of existence. Often angry without causing, guilty of numberless transgressions. Now though I do no wrong, I am punished by my past. Neither cause nor man can foresee when an evil deed will bear its fruit. I accept it with an open heart and without complaint of injustice. The sutras read, when you meet with adversity, do not be upset because it makes sense. With such an understanding, you are in harmony with reason, and by coping with injustice, you enter the path. Second, adapting to conditions. As mortals, we are ruled by conditions, not by ourselves. All the suffering and joy we experience depend on conditions. So the first one was about, the first idea, or the first contemplation can be condensed as simply, how could this be quite just? Now, these contemplations are not helping us realize the truth. They're helping us cease and desist from performing a one-man pity party. Excuse me while I turn on the space heater and cook my back. What's for dinner? Roast Jew. Okay. The second contemplation basically is all the circumstances that harm or annoy us, all the people that harm and annoy us have causes. They're not acting autonomously. Everyone is acting without autonomy. They're being driven by causality like a leaf in a gale. This is exemplified by the book by Sam Harris titled Free Will. Basically, he teaches that from a neuroscience point of view, there is no free will. The idea is encapsulated in tonight's meditation with the phrase, how could this have causes? If we should be blessed by some great reward, such as fame or fortune, it is the fruit of a seed planted by us in the past. When conditions change it, hence why delight in its existence. While success and failure depend on conditions, the mind neither waxes nor wanes. So the very great danger is to try to believe ourselves to nirvana. That doesn't work. It suppresses mindfulness. Better to be honest with what we feel, regardless of how petulant it may be, and then drop it through the coffee grinder of contemplation. Let's continue. But while success and failure depend on conditions, the mind neither waxes nor wanes. Those who remain unmoved by the wind of joy silently follow the path. Third, seeking nothing, people of this world are deluded. They are always longing for something, always in a wood seeking. So, how seeking? Increased stress. Otherwise wake up, they choose reason over custom. They fix their minds on the sublime and let their bodies change with the seasons. I want to be as beautiful as I was when I was 19. I'm 57 now. I don't think that's going to happen. I'm looking more and more like my grandmother with every passing day. How the hell did that happen? All phenomena are empty, they contain nothing worth desiring. Calamity forever alternates with prosperity. To dwell in the three realms is to dwell in a burning house. To have a body is to suffer. Does anybody with that body know peace? Those who understand this detach themselves from all that exists, and to stop imagining or seeking anything. Time is sadistic, and it gives us physical challenges that are downright embarrassing, not to mention painful and inconvenient. Growing old ain't for wimps. The sutras say to seek is to suffer, to seek nothing is bliss. When you seek nothing, you are on the path. So how do you seek nothing? Simple. Whenever a thought enters your head, a thought of aversion or avarice, pushing or pulling, dread or desire, notice it as you breathe in, relax as you breathe out. That's the path. It's as easy as that. And now we come to the fourth. Fourth, practicing the Dharma. The Dharma is a truth that all natures are pure. By this truth all appearances are empty. Defilement and attached subject and object do not exist. He's speaking figuratively here. The sutras say the Dharma includes no being because it is free from the impurity of being. And the Dharma includes no self because it is free from the impurity of self. I think this chant's easier if I hit the backspace button and the delete button. Turn it into a lopsided triplet. Let's make sure the display is still synchronized. Those wise enough to believe and understand this truth are bound to practice according to the Dharma. And since that is And since that which is real includes nothing worth begrudging, they give their body life and property and charity without regrets, without the vanity of giver, gift, or recipient, and without basis, bias, or attachment. So this 3 circles of the gift is found inferred both in the Heart of Wisdom Sutra and the Mahasatipatthana Sutta. So for instance, how do we let go? It's as simple as this. If we give a bum a buck, so notice me relaxing. The buck, notice gift relaxing. The recipient, notice them relaxing. The path is super simple, super easy. So easy, it's annoying to the pseudo-intellectuals. And to eliminate impurity, they teach others without becoming attached to form. Thus through their own practice, they are able to help others and glorify the way of enlightenment. As with charity, they also practice the other virtues. But while practicing the 6 virtues to eliminate illusion, they practice nothing at all. And once again, this is just a figurative way of saying, notice what you're doing, let go of what you're doing. This is what is meant by practicing the Dharma, which could encapsulize in a contemplation as concise as, how could this not be me? Having recited Bodhidharma's outline of practice, I'm going to find button number 9 and take us quick like a bunny back to this evening's practice text. So over here are the traditional 3 marks of reality plus compassion. And over here are Bodhidharma's 4 points of contemplation. So you don't have to memorize nothing. So let's talk about the secret of meditation. Every time if you want to practice mindfulness, then recite gut notice during each energetic inhalation. If you want to practice meditation, then during each relaxing exhalation, recite nose relax. And of course, I'll be referring to the area of the nostrils, the part that gets raw when you have a runny